What is a celebrity? Some say that they are people with talent and intelligence. Some say that they have the most Instagram and Facebook likes. However, one of the world's leading magazines, Forbes, says something very different. So, what does it consider? For Forbes, surprisingly, money and media make a celebrity. That's it. But is it that simple? The answer is no. In fact, it is simpler. Let us take an example from the average celebrity day. Celebrity behaves normally or does an action. These guys notice and they snap photos. Articles are written on various websites. And finally, people read and judge. To summarize, let us look at this table. A celebrity acts. Writers notice. Articles are written. And finally, people read and judge. But what if the editor doesn't publish something? What if important information is left out? What if certain stories never ever get covered? We get left out. We do not have a complete story. Hence, I feel that media is the sole creator and destroyer of celebrities. And this brings me to my final definition of the celebrity. A celebrity is an individual whose existence is solely based on a third organization known as the media. On the 15th of April 1912, the RMS Titanic sank in the mid-Atlantic, taking with it 1,500 plus lives. A few decades later, James Cameron released what critics call one of the greatest films of all times. At the tender age of 22, DiCaprio was the perfect person for the role of Jack Dawson, as he let his heart soar and began to relive life in the Titanic. After this film, DiCaprio began to be known as the teenage heartthrob. However, was he a teenage heartthrob, or was this image media created? I feel that this image was media created, as Titanic was not even directed towards teenage girls in the first place. Cameron said that he wanted to relive times on board a luxury 19th century liner. He said that he spent hours and hours trying to make the film historically accurate. All this proves is that the audience were middle-aged, older people who lived during other times. Another shocking fact is that the film was a byproduct of Cameron's desire to see the wreck. It was not because I particularly wanted to make the movie, Cameron said. I wanted to dive to the shipwreck. These facts show Titanic to be a historic work in addition to being a love story. Yes, it was filled with drama, passion, emotion, and charm. However, the fact that it wasn't even meant for teenage girls proves that the media created the teenage heartthrob Leonardo DiCaprio. The Wolf of Wall Street is a revolutionary work by Martin Scorsese that recreates a famous 90s Wall Street fiasco involving Stratton Oakmont and Jordan Belfort. The film was a lightning rod according to the director and was part of several controversies that affected DiCaprio's public standing. The Guardian showcased the voice of animal rights activists over the use of a chimpanzee for a 4-second shoot. It's strange that such a hue and cry was made for this film, even though there are so many other films that involve the use of animals. Why only this film? The film was also accused of over-exaggerating and creating a deceptive reconstruction of the true Stratton Oakmont story. I agree that some parts, like the one in which the midget was thrown around, were exaggerated. However, a large part of the film was not. Jordan Belfort himself agrees that company parties often involve humiliation, drugs, and prostitutes. The flavor was the same, the tone was the same, and the story was the same. I went through a lot of blog comments and noticed that people frankly did not care about the exaggeration. Most of them cited Scorsese's films as precedent and said that this controversy will also blow over. This brings us to the fact that if the whole issue was not media generated, it would have never died down. Only the media is keeping it alive and kicking. Hence, once again, Leonardo DiCaprio's image has been altered in ways he could never have imagined.